Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today a look back at the prize ship from Resistance's Futile, Assimilated Vessel 64758, and that sounds more like a zip code than anything else. This is the Assimilated Cardassian Galler class. It's a 5145, which is very defensive, good attack from a 180 arc ship. A crew double weapon, attack a Borg slot. It's lacking battle stations. It's Borg, so you kind of get what you get. You can put the Borg captain that gives you battle stations on it. You get some good trade-off here. And then you get a named ability here that I think would be better on the Assimilated Burrell. But let's jump in. When defending during the declare target step, you may spend one drone token to set one of your defense dice on any side you want. The die cannot be rolled or re-rolled during that attack. Here's my problem. You're setting your defense dice way too early. It's declared target, right? Why? It should be like during the roll defense dice step. That's when you should be spending your drone tokens. You should see what you're up against. Is it a hopeless attack coming in against you? Is it a helpless attack? Did the offense whiff on their roll completely? You should know. You should know before you commit to that defense die. But that's not the way it's set up. So, that's my issue with this. This is definitely one I would want to clean up and redo, because I think that there's good potential. It just needs a different look. I also would like a second crew slot on this rather than two weapons. That's the one thing that hurts me on this ship. Yeah. Like I said, I think the defensive ability is just better on a ship that actually has more dice. But give me something for offense. Give me something for quality here, or overall survivability. That's my take. It moves like a Galler, which is fine. Turns are red, but it's got the 180 to compensate for it. It acts more like a Keldon in that regard, and I do love my Keldon class ships, so in a lot of ways I'm here for it. It'll work. Then we get the Traeger, and the Traeger's a viable Galler for me. During the compare results step, you may disable one of your shields to cancel hit or crit, meaning as long as you live, you're getting that shield back in the end phase. Adds durability. You can run it with the Prakesh, so that the Prakesh is absorbing a hit. These are some Gallers that can take a pounding, and I think that there's some synergy here. Cost needs to come down again. If we go to Spuds 21, that sounds a whole lot more reasonable to me in terms of what this ship should be, and we do that, and you can spend your tech slot to add some extra shields, maybe reinforced shielding from Alliance. Yes, it's a Fed upgrade. Don't come at me with that. It's more shields. If you want, I think there was a Vidian upgrade that added more shields. You can make the ship captured. You get independent in there. It all works out. Still, overall, I like the Traeger. At some point, I need to do a rankum of my Cardassian Galler class ships, and I will get that added to the list now that I'm thinking about that, because I know I will forget it. So, Gallers. Interesting. Generic, the Borg version, crew weapon tech Borg, 28 points. I might run it. I don't feel like I'm losing out too much on the not having the named ability. So losing a shield in a weapon slot, saving a couple of points. I think I'm more on board with it. Maybe even swarming a few of these. Again, if we go to Spuds on it, now the Assimilated would cost 28, the generic at 24. I'm more likely to run this at 24 than I ever would have been at 28. Generic Galler at 17, crew weapon tech. It's fine, but if I'm going generic Cardassians, I'm going Keldons. That's just where I've always been at. Give me the 5th attack die. I understand I'm sacrificing some durability, but I'm going to hit harder while I'm at it. And here we get the tactical drone that gives us 6 drones, and then when a friendly ship within range 1 of your ship is defending, you can spend a drone to add a defense die to that ship's roll for that attack. This didn't even come up in our top Borg captains, meaning it's not in like the top 13 of the 20 Borg captains. This one was nowhere near the even consideration for the bottom of the list. This might even be the worst or second worst Borg captain. It's pretty bad. It's expensive. It doesn't do much, and just adding a defense die to a roll, it's futile. It truly is futile. Golma Set as a captain, on the other hand, is somewhat decent. When attacking during the roll attack die step, you can add an extra attack die to your roll. If you do, put an Ox power token beside your ship. I've had fun running Masset on the Avenger because you get an extra attack die. Oh, look, you've got an Ox power token. You get 2 more attack dice. It works nicely. But all the issues I have with like an attack die for an action, this doesn't work. Sure, you're predictable next round. You got to do a green maneuver, but there's plenty of trade-off to clear that up. You could run something like Chekhov. Now you get to remove your Ox on a green or a white. Sure, you're susceptible to other weapons that would add an Ox power token, any kind of upgrade that adds an Ox. But Golma Set works kind of nice. All right, next up. Truce, our elite talent for 5 points. When defending during the declare target step, you may discard this card to cancel that attack. Okay, attack cancellation at 5 points. It's okay one time. The cancel attack can't be redirected. However, you're taking an Ox power token beside your ship, and if you've already attacked during the round, you use this card. You have to take a second Ox power token. And it costs 5 more points if you purchase for a captain with a skill greater than 5. So there's a lot of drawback here to get attack cancellation. It's rough. While I like the concept of giving something cheap to help keep a low skill captain alive, I want this to be better than it is, and with that it should have been cheaper. Keep the penalty for high skill captains, but make this cheaper for the low skill captains to run. I don't know. I think this still could have worked at like 3, and because there's not enough low skill captains for that carry talent slots. There are some. They're out there, but there's not lots. We do get another copy of Magnetic Guided Charge. It's the same as we've seen before, but this one, again, 3 dice, range 1 to 3, 5 points. You disable the card, perform the attack at range 1 to 3, convert a battle station into a crit, and the target ship doesn't roll defense dice. I'm probably not running it on the Assimilated Galler because I'm losing 2 dice to do it. However, up against like a super defensive ship, it would be nice because if I'm able to just chew through their hull and shields rather than having to also go through defense dice, this works. I feel like MGC could make a comeback with a bunch of cloaking shenanigans in existence, but I don't think it's ever going to be on these assimilated ships. I think it's going to have to be on scout cubes because 3 dice is never going to defeat scimitars and Daenerydixes because 6 hull, too much to truly overcome. That being said, a fleet of scout cubes all running MGC might actually be kind of potent because multiples of them taking on a fleet could actually sweep out some Romulan warbirds. Might be intriguing. I don't know. I'd have to try it. Glendaro, action, repair 1 damage to your hull or shields. Actually kind of works for me. Again, different than Evade, but still very similar to Evade. And that's the challenge for me, is evade's going to prevent that damage. This card repairs damage back, and that's the challenge. I kind of go, okay, great. If I know for sure I'm not getting attacked, then this helps me. But if I get attacked, if I get focus fired down, if I lose everything in one round, then I had 0 point ever running this. And that is what happens a lot of the time. Neural Link, for an action, 3 points. Discard the card, target all friendly Borg ships within range 1 to 3. Rearrange the current drone tokens on all these ships any way you want. You have to have the same total number of drone tokens between the ships. You can't exceed the captain's starting number of drone tokens on any of these ships. I think it can work. There's some shenanigans you can run with Queen Vessel Prime that's adding drone tokens into play. Then spending drone tokens, especially if you have like the printed Locutus, Janeway, where you've got a captain skill, but you don't need those drone tokens for their abilities. You want to use them elsewhere, so you can kind of move those drones around. I think there's at least a part of a fleet idea there, but I don't think this is a great card. I think it's okay. And yeah, that's kind of what this pack as a whole feels like. Nothing here is awesome. Something like Maset is kind of fun, but the whole thing is just kind of okay. I think the Traeger might be the best card out here. But yeah, the ship is fine, and I think I'm good with that. It was a prize ship. It wasn't like the most hotly anticipated or desirable prize ship. I still don't think it holds up as being that. People don't really want to track it down these days. But I think if you can find it cheap, it's worth it. It's kind of a fun idea. But do you need it? No. No, not at all. But I still think it's a neat idea, and I'm glad it exists. All right, on that note, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.